A Black person I know commented that she is sick and tired of white people suddenly panicking about the political climate. She didn't feel like the fear was fake. It's just that it's not new, not to her, not to Black people, not even the fascism part. She said Black communities have lived with this level of threat, control, and rollback their entire lives. So when white progressives sound alarmed now, it doesn't feel urgent to her. It lands as amnesia. She said something else that matters. Many Black people are not rushing to join these white panic-driven marches and movements, not because they don't care, but because history has taught them that white people show up in a big way when they're afraid, and then they disappear when the ongoing cost gets too high. That's hard for us to hear, and it's super important. If you're white and this political climate is scaring you, think about it this way: fear does not have to turn into flailing or performative outrage. It can turn into discipline. It's not the time to ask Black people to calm you down, to teach you, or to support you as you feel your fear. That is not allyship. That's extraction. What helps is building up our own stamina instead of urgency. Learn the policies. Learn the history. Support the people already doing the work, and don't expect praise. Stick with it when it gets boring. Stay with it when it's slow. Keep doing the work when nobody's paying attention. Use your access. Talk to other white people. Interrupt the lies and vote every time. Donate consistently. Protect organizers when backlash comes. And this isn't about proving that you're a good person. It's about turning the urgency into reliability. You can do this. I'm not an expert. I'm just an avid learner, and I hope you'll join me.
Okay, welcome. This is Facilitated Conversations with Kim Crayton, and this series will go through the month of February because I want to speak to white women directly. And let me start by just telling you why you're here, what I believe why you're here, and then I'm going to go through some truths and some boundaries of how we're going to work here, and then we're going to go from there. I believe you're here because for the first time, you realize that the systems, institutions, and policies that were designed to protect you were doing so conditionally. And you never fundamentally believed that those systems, institutions, and policies would be turned against you. And they have. You heard very glowing, positive responses to my post about white women's expectations of a soft motherhood, which they are not getting, and their disappointment in that. And there were so many of you who unexpectedly to me gravitated to that post. And so I decided, hey, let's get to work. Let's see if you're ready for the work. This isn't going to be your Brene Brown. This is not going to be your Mel Robbins. This is not going to be your Robin DiAngelo, because this work is going to be honest. This work is going to put it in your face. You may not like it. You probably will not like it. And that's going to be okay. You will prove to yourself whether you really want to do this work or not. And some of you will be surprised that you really do not want to do this work if it requires you to change your behavior. So, with that said, I'm going to read a few truths and boundaries for this work. Truths and boundaries. You are building an anti-racist practice for yourself to reclaim your humanity that was stripped from you in service to the myth of white supremacy. You're not doing this as a favor to others. My job is to be a mirror. So you will be triggered, and what you do from that point is the clearest indicator of your willingness and your ability to untether yourself from systems, institutions, and policies rooted in the myth of white supremacy. If you think that something we talk about doesn't apply to you, like not all white women, not me, my experience was different, you're wrong. And I will not be making space for those theories and conversations. That's something you do on your own. I'm talking about white women in general. If you believe that you as a white woman are not a part of that, what I've said, keep that to yourself. My role here is to be kind. I am not nice. I don't care about what you think about me or what I say and how I say it. Your comfort is not my concern. I'm not here to convince or convert. My lived experiences and expertise are not up for debate. Remember that you are a guest and your access to me is a privilege which can be removed whenever and for whatever reasons I choose. My goal is always the healing of the coalition of the wounded and the building of a supremacy free, coercion free, discrimination free, and exploitation free future that I already know that I won't live to see. But someone has to plant the seeds, someone has to start. Remember that this is a public format. This is why I do a lot of my work in my private communities. So do not share anything that someone can randomly come across and use to harm you. Do not consider this a safe space. We will not pretend that white women's role in maintaining the myth of white supremacy is unique to the US, particularly since anti Blackness is practiced globally. Finally, I want to point out that the last time I gained this much attention and this much urgency from white folks was in 2020, after George Floyd was killed. Like then, I have no illusions that this work will hold your focus or will remain a priority beyond the moment when you find ways to make peace with what's happening and return to the status quo. Because people have been asking me about the ability to pay me. I have the QR codes, PayPal, and Cash App, and Venmo. So those are the three ways. If you are not able to become a sustaining supporter of a monthly contribution, you can pay me there. I don't consider them donations because you're paying me for work that I'm doing. Also, I don't know the format yet because it'll depend on how you engage. I know I'll be doing more videos, I'll probably be doing more writing, but I don't know. Keep that in mind. But I will be sharing this content across my social media. You can find me on all social medias that I'm on at Kim Crayton 1. With that said, I just wanted to give an introduction to what this is, what people can expect. Welcome to Facilitated Conversations with Kim Crayton. I want to speak to white women directly series for the month of February.